Hey, this is Meredith's husband. I've got some SEO advice for you, but I'm going to keep it really simple so that you can understand it, so it makes sense, and most importantly, so you can actually use it.
Hello?
Hey.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
How do I sound?
You sound fantastic.
Oh, fabulous. So do you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know what today is?
No.
This is our 10th episode. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Congratulations to us.
Yes.
And congratulations to the listeners who've made it this far. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Taking your time out of your day.
That's not including the couple website reviews that we have done. I don't really count those as episodes.
Wow.
But yeah, I thought that was cool.
That's pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah. And
congratulations.
To mark the occasion, I did a little research.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I went to Google and I typed in, how do you do a podcast? And actually, there's a ton of information out there. Mostly like, what mic do you buy? Blah blah blah. All this technical stuff. But there are a couple informative things. One, it seems to be that the first 10 episodes, are dubbed the honeymoon phase. So I hate to break it to you.
Oh no, the honeymoon is never over, baby. Baby. We've been 15 years and the honeymoon is still going strong. Yeah. This podcast is going to last for even more than 15 years. But yeah, they did the consensus is like, hey, it's everything. Everybody loves the first 10 episodes. It's super fun. It's exciting. And then after that, it starts to get into like more of a grind. And, but I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time.
I want to keep doing it.
I want you to keep doing it.
I saw some reviews are coming in on
Apple.
Yeah. So thank you to the people who have left us reviews. That helps. I think that also, from what I understand, that helps get the word out, grow your audience. Reviews are a key, especially on Apple, on iTunes, on Apple Podcasts.
Really?
So if you are listening and you would also like us to keep going, if you think this is valuable, leave us a review on Apple.
Please.
Or if you're like me, if you're not an Apple enthusiast, you can do Google. Leave it on Google or wherever you listen to podcasts. But Apple's the best.
Apple's the best.
Yes.
As the people on We Can Do Hard Things said, if you really love us, leave us a great review. And if you don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So what's on the table for today?
Well, I was wondering, I actually have a question for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, how much traffic do you get to your website?
Well, first of all, I don't know.
Yeah. So that's what I want. That perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. Because what my day to day, I have clients, and my clients come to me. They have all their metrics. They have got Google Analytics installed. They have got every kind of metric you can imagine. Some often things I've never even heard of. It might be specific to their business or whatever. You don't know because I handle it for you.
Yes, thank you.
I kind of assume that everybody would have analytics installed and they would have an idea of, at least a rough idea of their traffic. The kind of early feedback I'm getting is that, some people just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's important. I feel like this episode probably should have been number 1 or 2. Because the goal here, the goal here, what we're trying to do is get more business through your website.
Yes.
Now, if you don't know how much business you're getting now through your website, how do you know what more? How do you know what's working, what's not working, what's working well, what's working a little, what you can improve? You got to have some way to measure this stuff.
Yes.
And so that's Google Analytics.
Yes.
So if you don't have Google Analytics installed, you need to do that. And it's not very difficult. It's super easy. If you are running a Squarespace website, I don't manage Squarespace sites, but I would imagine it's very easy. I'll actually put an article. I'll find a resource and I'll link something in the show notes.
Okay.
So where you can go and find out how to install Google Analytics on your website. So Squarespace should be fairly easy. I'm sure there's a help article that will help you do it. If you're running WordPress, it's a little more involved, but it's still really very easy. Same thing. I'll put a link to some more detailed instructions in the show notes. But the process is basically go to Google Analytics. Just go to Google, type in Google Analytics, go wherever it says, set up an account. If you don't have one, you'll need a Gmail address or an email address that is powered by Gmail, like yours. Like a lot of businesses have essentially Gmail powering their email. So that's fine. Set up an account. Just set up an account. You'll type in your website address, a few simple steps. It'll give you a little snippet of code that you need to paste on your website. Now,
paste it on your website?
In your website. So you log into WordPress.
Yeah.
There are actually two ways to do this with WordPress sites. Now, there's a few different ways, but there's two main ways. You can use a plugin. I don't recommend that method. Because every plugin you install on WordPress is going to slow your site down a little bit. Huh. So the more plugins you have, the slower your site becomes. Also, the more things you have to keep updated. An unupdated plugin becomes a security threat where you're going to get hacked. You're going to get that pharma hack that we talked about.
Right.
Also, the more plugins you have, the more opportunity there is for plugins to conflict with each other. They do that and then things break.
Really? They have little arguments?
Yes, they do. They're very small. They're plugin arguments.
They hold grudges like no tomorrow. Yeah. Those little plugins.
So that would be the easiest way to install Google Analytics. But I don't recommend that.
Clearly.
What I recommend is taking that bit of code that you copy from your analytics account, log into WordPress. On the left-hand side, there's a list of things you want to find where it says appearance. Click on appearance. Underneath that, it'll say editor. Click on that. And then it'll open up a new screen. Over on the right-hand side, there'll be a list of files. You're going to look for the one that says header.php. Click on that. And then
not PCP?
No.
Okay. PCP. Just make it, that's my job, to make sure we are clear and informative.
If you're looking for PCP, you won't find it there. But anyway, that will open a little window. It'll look kind of like the Matrix. It'll be code. But what you're looking for in there is something in between a less than and greater than sign that says head, HEAD. And then put your cursor right after the head, and then click enter, and then paste what Google gave you.
Okay.
And then click update, and you're done.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, that's probably easier than finding a plugin.
Well, I think so, but I think people when they see code, they freak out a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
They're like, oh,
Mr. Robot.
You can break. If you delete something, you can cause havoc.
I would.
Yeah, I know you would. That's why I give you limited access to your own site.
That's fine with me. Then I don't have to be responsible and clean up.
Yeah, but that's it. So if you do it that way, it's not going to slow down your site at all. There's no potential for conflicts or hacking or anything like that. And then you can start to see, you'll have to give it some time. It's going to capture your information moving forward. It won't capture any past visits. But you can then
it's not magic.
No. But then you can see where your traffic is coming from, how much you're getting, what the good sources of traffic are. In other words, like what traffic from Google tends to stay and visit 4 pages. Traffic from Facebook tends to stay for 2 seconds and bounce right away. So that sort of thing. And most importantly, you'll be able to get data on conversions. So the people who come to your website who actually contact you.
Right.
So that's the most important metric there is for any website is conversions. Now, conversions can be different from one website to another, but the bottom line is conversions. That's your gold. That's what we want to focus on. And so with this information, actually setting up conversions might take an extra step.
What does that mean?
So you need to essentially tell Google Analytics, hey, when people get to this page, that means they converted. That means they sent me their information. That's a conversion. That's usually like after you submit a form, you go to a thank you page. Hey, thanks for sending it. So you have to tell Google what that URL is. And so it knows when people get to that URL, that's a conversion.
How do you do that?
So I'll put this in the guide too. But if you log into Google Analytics, you look, there's a left-hand side navigation. You go all the way to the bottom. There's admin. Click on admin, and then that will bring up a page with 3 columns. And that's going to be like, the first column is like your company, and then the second column is like your property or something like that. And then the column all the way on the right-hand side is your actual your website that you're tracking. And underneath that is something that says goals. So click on that. Then you need to enter this URL. It's fairly straightforward.
You enter the URL that will be in the little box. The
conversion. Yeah. So what you want to do is go to your website, send yourself. No, you don't have to, but send yourself a message. And then wherever you go, you're going to end up on a URL somehow.
Oh, okay.
Copy and paste that URL. That's your conversion.
Got it. Okay.
Goal URL.
There you go.
And then you can tell like, hey, and then you can start to look at your traffic and be like, hey, I'm getting, lots of visitors from this one website, but nobody converts. I'm only getting a few pages or a few visitors from like Yelp, but half of them convert. So right away, like, oh, wow, I get really good traffic from Yelp. I'm getting a lot of business from Yelp.
Right.
And then you start to see, oh, this is how I'm going to improve my business.
Right.
Otherwise,
because you want to put all your focus where you're getting the leads, or do you want to get your focus where you're not getting the leads to strengthen the weaknesses?
Well, you want to do both, but I think first you want to look at where you are getting your leads.
Okay. Because
often you can make a little bit of improvement there. You can see the results of that in like one day. Wow. If you see, oh, hey, I'm getting good leads from Yelp. But the people from Yelp are coming into this one page, and this one page is really ugly. Fix that page, or it could be something like that. But yeah, and then at the same time, hey, I'm not getting any traffic from, Google. Why not? Well, that's what we're doing here, I guess.
Right. Yeah, and it's admin, not admin.
It's admin, administration,
not madmen. Ha.
Right.
Okay.
So that's this is like the foundation. Like I didn't realize that people wouldn't have this, and maybe you have analytics installed. Most web designers are going to install analytics when they're done. At least
for them or for the people.
For the client. Most good designers would do that. But who knows? If you don't ask for it, they might not. So you might have analytics installed and just not even know it. Maybe you have analytics installed and you've never looked at it. It can be a little intimidating, to be honest. Yeah. There's a lot of data there. Oh, one more note: if you're setting up analytics, there's a new version of analytics that's out. It's called G4. I don't know why it's called G4 actually, but G4. The other one, like I don't know what the original one is called, Legacy or something. Don't do the G4.
Why not?
It's terrible. It's so bad.
Why? Why would they do that?
I don't know. I don't know. I look at it and it seems like they've tried to make it more user friendly and like bubbly and charming looking, but you can't access the information the same way. It's very hard to get to any useful information. That's
not smart, Google. That's not very Google.
No. And they say the word is that it's going to help with has something with like artificial intelligence. It's like supposed to be better for the future. But for right now, the feedback in my industry is that it is awful. It is terrible. People hate it.
Oh God.
It's really bad. So use the original. Don't use the new one.
Good to know.
Yeah.
How are my analytics?
Your analytics are pretty good.
Okay. I just want to make it about me for just 1 second. Yeah. You talking all about this.
Well, we are getting very close to relaunching your website.
I can't wait. Do we have an approximation?
Well, I mean, it kind of needs right now. It's going to need you to look at it, and you are right in the midst of your busy season.
Yes, I am.
So we can look at it this weekend.
Okay.
But it's more or less ready.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. That's great. Thank you.
And then we're ready to go.
Back to SEO.
Yeah. That's
Is that it?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to do a short and sweet one. Like this is something you need to get in place. It's not the fun, most sexiest thing you can do.
It could be.
Well, I know how sexy SEO is. It is SEXY.
It is SEXY. But the people who do SEO are SESSXXXY.
I don't know what that means.
Sexy.
Yeah, so that's really important.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's great. It's a little bite size.
Yes.
Perfect.
And also to commemorate our 10th episode.
Yes.
I'm going to, when this goes live, there will be a little, if you want a little one-on-one coaching session, you can do that. You can go to meredithshusband.com, one-on-one. Yes, I want to schedule. It's a half hour.
Really?
Yes. It costs money.
Complimentary? I was going to say.
That's not free. I'm not going to name the price because the price is probably going to change.
Okay.
Price. Okay. If I change the price, and then I don't want to have to come back and redo this episode.
Right. No.
But the price is, price is special for our early followers. So the price won't always be the same, but yeah.
That's great. Thank you.
Because we've also been getting some questions like, hey, can Meredith's husband just do this and do that? So yeah. So this is a little extra for those people.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations on making it to 10. Thank you for all the listeners who've been with us for so long, the 10 whole times. Please spread the word. Let people know, leave reviews, as they say, like us, subscribe to us. If you want to do any shout outs, if you are in any groups that may not know about this, share it, please.
Yeah, share with your friend. If you want us to keep going, if you think this is good and you want to get benefit, share it with your friends. Leave
help us
review.
help you.
Help us help you. Yeah, exactly. What was the movie?
I don't know.
That was Jerry Maguire.
Was it? Help us help you.
That was the agent.
I had a dream about Tom Cruise last night.
Oh, really?
Oddly enough.
Huh,
yeah. He's very straight. Yeah, I know.
Oh, do you know what else I Googled the other day?
No.
Meredith's husband.
Oh,
because I'm just starting now. I'm like, okay, well, I guess this is going to be a thing. This podcast, I better start optimizing my own website. So, so evidently there's like there's a Meredith on like Grey's Anatomy or something.
Yeah.
And she has a husband.
Oh,
and
really?
So one of the first questions was, who killed Meredith's husband?
Oh, Jesus. Well, let's hopefully our rankings will increase and be more than that. We need you, people. We need you. Help us.
There was also another question. Who is Meredith's second husband?
Oh, gosh.
I don't like the results I'm getting here.
Help us.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
That's it for this week.
We'll
be back. Thank you, everybody.
Bye. Hey, thank you so much for listening. We really hope that you find this helpful and useful. And if you do, what you could do for us as a thanks would be to, drumroll please, leave a review. Yes, everybody says it, I know, but it really does make a difference. Take 3 seconds, leave as many stars, say something really nice about what you like about the podcast and maybe why other people would like it. It would mean the world to us, especially my husband. That better? All right, I'm going to try one where I'm not going to be charming.